The Great Larry David. Curb, the final season, airs this weekend on HBO. High expectations. I don't. When you talk about somebody who never changes, somebody who delivers on his style. Shah, I think Larry David, for his particular style. I mean, there's really nobody like Larry David. There's going to be nothing like Curb ever again. We were really kind of lucky to be alive when this guy put this fucking thing together. I'm sorry. I'm a super fan. Shah, what are you thinking about the final Curb?
I can't express my excitement, dude. It's like one of my favorite shows of all time. Probably my favorite show, actually. If I have to, choose one.
Wow.
If I have to choose one show to watch for the rest of my life, it's Curb, man. Makes me sad though, dude. I don't want to see Larry go because he's just. I don't know, man. I get so excited when there's a new season, and for this to be the last one, it just truly breaks my heart, dude. Because like Always Sunny's still going. I love that show.
Yeah, very true.
And this
Family Guy, 25 years, Family Guy, just quietly. South Park, right? I mean, it's amazing to think that these have been around that long.
We're talking about Quentin Tarantino coming back in 10 years. Do you see Larry David coming back in 10 years, if he's even here in 10 years?
I don't think he's 76. I don't know like what else he has to prove. Sean, let me ask you a question. Is he like one of these dudes, like as soon as you see him, you just kind of like start laughing because you just know like it's coming? Like when the show starts, you just immediately like I feel like whenever I hear that music and I see him, kind of like a Curb, like Curb is for a lot of people, I'm ready. Like I'm in it. Like, you don't need to warm me up. You don't need to butter me up. I'm good. Like I know I'm going to enjoy it. Like as soon as you hear that music, you're going to be like, and you see him walking around in his khakis, right? Like you catch a vibe, right?
Yeah, and his show is adapted to the times, dude. Like it's really impressive. If you go back to the early ones, because he's been around doing the show for what, almost 20 years now?
I think he said that's it's 12 seasons. It takes like 2 or 3 years. It could be over
1999, I think.
Oh, 25 fucking years.
Because I think
he said 26
for a while, right?
Because he did the mini movie, the movie version, which was a fake hour movie, which if you've never seen it, it's great, of him doing stand-up, which predated the show. So that was 26 years ago. Jesus. Wow. B-Show, your thoughts on the final Curb?
It's sad, but like it's almost like when Seinfeld ended, like it's hard to say he's ending on a high note because it's been 26 years. But the shows, like the past 2 or 3 seasons, have been like one of the few TV shows that I actually look forward to it coming back.
They've been great.
And honestly, too, like you mentioned Sunny. I went back and I binged the first 2 or 3 seasons of Sunny. And I was wondering, like, I loved that show so much when it first came out, and I watched all the shows, but I couldn't really remember more than like 2 bits for some reason. And going back and watching it again, I kind of feel like I get why. It's like the shows are funny and the concept's cool, but after a while, it just kind of goes like, I don't know. If you watch Curb, you can go back to season 1 Curb when it's shot in old standard,
Oh yeah,
format, and it's on like a high-8 handheld.
He's married.
Yeah, like that. It's still good and it still holds up, whether some other shows do or don't. So I like to see it go out on a high note when it's still really good and entertaining. But yeah, it's sad to see him go.
Yeah, and Shah, Kevco TV brings us up. There was an 8-year hiatus for Curb. Can you believe that? My God,
was there?
That's what he's saying. I mean, we haven't G-checked any of this. We're live on the air. We don't have time for this. But.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably watched it for the last 12 years, maybe.
Yeah, and you've seen you've seen them.
Oh, I've seen them multiple times. Yeah, dude, I love Larry, dude. That's
you know what? Maybe we'll do, guys, when it ends. Maybe we'll do a little retrospective of Curb. Now, listen, a lot of people are pressuring me to replace Larry. It looks like it's going to happen. I'll have sort of like the similarities are endless. A lot of people think I'm 76. B-Show, so this kind of just the transition for me would be seamless at this point.
Would you be willing to grow the hair out in the back?
I'm gonna do it for Halloween. Yeah, I'm gonna do it for Halloween for sure. And then we're gonna do a whole episode with me basically as Larry doing Larry. But we love Larry here. Most people I know love Larry. And Slave Cheeks, if you haven't seen the last 2 seasons, binge. You'll have a great time. You'll have an excellent time. But we're going to move away.
The head of the condo association, and
He's
All of it.
banging Tracy Ullman now. Is like this old nebbishy lady, like that. He doesn't really like, but he's just like whatever. And one thing I will say this before we move on, I don't know why I didn't put this together, Shah. I was a little floored to see that he was 76. Were you surprised? Like, I don't know how old I thought he was, but 76 was not on my radar, Shah.
Yeah, same with me. I just assumed he's one of those guys that always just looked old. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't aged in my eyes for like 20 years.
Go on.
So
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of surprised. I didn't realize he was 55 when he, or 50 when he started doing the show.
But B-Show, this is me. See, here we go. He was 50. See, this is all. It's right in
you
itself.
actually took over him,
I can't do it with Larry David. I was gonna say just hitting my stride, baby. But
I mean, look, it would be a pretty seamless transition. Pretty seamless. And Kevco's correcting himself. 2011 to 2017 was the hiatus. So that's 6 years. That's a very motherfucking long time. But yeah, it's only a half-hour show if you get to binge it. So I'm excited. I'm sure we'll be talking about this next week.